wasn't even a question whether we would raise the kids Jewish when we started to, have children. I think it was around the time of the boys, our twins, bar mitzvah, and I remember being on the bima with them for their ceremony, and I tell the story all the time because I remember just looking out and thinking, what a gift this is, and they might not recognize it now, but I hope one day they do. And it was kind of then that I decided that I wanted, I've been living this way for a good part of my, my adult life, and I just decided it was time to make it official. So.
The whole conversion process was, I thought, really beautiful and special. I mean, it wasn't kind of under the gun just to get married, or, it really felt like the right reasons. Even as a young person, I knew it didn't matter me per se that I married a Jewish girl, but I knew it was very important to me that I raised my children Jewish, and whatever that was going to look like, that was a commitment I'd made. Well, so my grandparents and family, my parents as well, phenomenal philanthropists, and it's been part of the tradition of our family. And tzedakah is, the kind of, that's the Jewish word for that, ultimately. And so we, it was funny when you talk about our kids, we used to always, I don't use the Lion King, you go, Mustafa, and we would say tzedakah like Mustafa, which was always like a little joke, but it was also kind of every day before they'd go to Sunday school, it was like, tzedakah. And so, it became a fun way of, you always take something with you there.
Tzedakah, and though I didn't even know that word till much later, but I did grow up. I think, the best example is to lead by example, to show your kids. And my mother, I know, did a lot of volunteer work, and my grandmother, I remember, has left a very significant gift to her town in Michigan and a foundation there. And then Matt's family, they are extremely philanthropic and involved, and have done so much for our community here, whether it be with Jewish organizations or non-Jewish. To me, it's all really the same. It's all tikkun olam, and they're making this world a better place. And I think that's what we've tried to instill with our kids. They see us going to all these meetings and think like, what are you doing? And they see, it's important. And I tell them it's because we can, and not everyone can give like we can give.
I feel great pride from it, and I think that anyone who practices it would also find that. And you kind of, once you start, you kind of want to do more, and it is infectious. Karen has taken on a huge responsibility that I really think does speak to the future, and some of the planning and some of the retooling that we're doing over at Ohel Sholem is about the next 100 years, and what do millennials want, and how can we meet those needs. And it's way back when the roof leaked, 5 guys would sit around a room and each would write a check, and that's how they fixed the roof leak. And these days it takes more planning than that, and I think that you need to look further than the leaky roof and figure out where you really want to go with this stuff. And I think the way you do it is by setting up, hopefully having enough dollars tucked into an endowment that allows the institution to move forward with comfort.
But I think on a broader level that I would like to see the Jewish community focus more on what we all share rather than where the differences are.
And it's like, I'd like to be remembered as, people who cared about their community, who cared about each other, who did what they said they were going to do. So the legacy gift that Karen and I put together with the insurance policy, the bulk of the gift we made the decision to give to Ohel Sholem Temple, and as an unrestricted gift to the temple. But there were still a couple of dollars hanging out there, and after I went on the Federation trip, the men's mission with the Sandlers to Israel, I came back from that, having been to Israel with the Siegeloffs and that great trip, and this is my second trip there. And I got back and I said, you know what? We sat down and talked about it, and we did the balance of our fund to Federation, because that was so powerful, and really hoping that this kind of gift can allow other people that's a similar experience. I think we both decided that we believed in the Federation and wanted to support it also in an unrestricted way that would allow it to continue with the mission.